I stepped into the PhatCat in the wee hours. Inside, the women were as pretty and diverse as a field full of flowers. Like Rose over there, gorgeous face, long hair. Oh yeah, she would appear to have it going on. But be warned, 'cause every rose has her thorns. Then there was Lily. Nah, she acts too damn silly. She's always with weed and this bud they call Philly. Really. Now Daisy, she's the type of long-stem, well-rooted young lady that would drive an average man crazy. But she didn't faze me. Who am I? Me? Well, I'm that African bee, and I play the field from flower to flower, and I do so quite capably. Soon as I stepped in the club, the whole place was abuzz. Every blossom playing possum knew just who I was. This one particular flower leaned in my direction with looks of affection, hoping I'd touch her texture or partake of her nectar. But I didn't select her, 'cause see, I'm into quality, not quantity. And I understand that there is an abundance of flowers, but a shortage of bees. So why settle for leaves when I can have trees? And I also understand that some flowers can't live without bees. Therefore they rely on one such as I, every now and then to drop casually by. And me not being one to disappoint, I anoint. I think you get my point. But when you're good at what you do, jealous bees are gonna pout. But they ass just be mad that they don't have my route. I call these individuals pollinator haters, aka wannabes. Then you got those bees that's just gonna buy the nectar. They spend all their dough in their flow trying to impress her. But what they don't understand is that sometimes it's not about your money, it's about your honey. And no matter how much cash you flash, brandish or bring her, that is not gonna change the size of your stinger, especially if it can't compete with her finger. I call these individuals bumblebees, 'cause anytime you have to pay to play, you be bumbling. Then you got those old school bees with their yickety yak, talking about gardens they pollinated centuries back. I call them used to bees. Now you can learn something from a used to be. You just have to remind them that now is not before, and that used to bees don't make honey no more. Now this last type with the gripe are the ones I don't like, 'cause they're so hyped with spite that they all wanna fight. Always talking about they don't like so-and-so. Ask them why, they don't know. So quick to hurt and put each other down. But we know how that goes. I call them killer bees. And you have to be particularly careful of this type because they are the most dangerous. 'Cause see, by nature, a bee can only sting you once, and then it dies. So what that means is that this individual would rather sting you and die than to leave you alone and fly. And they don't even know why. That's high. My people, we must be careful not to let the limitations of conventional, ignorant, or belligerent thinking confine our ambitions. Like bees, we must take to the air if we dare. Just imagine if we were to unite and take flight. As our swarm grew and increased in its size, our numbers would be so impressive that they darken the skies, and we could take over this city, this state, not just this state, but this nation, and then we could migrate. But like bees, we must first and foremost realize that all good things come only through the protecting and respecting of the queen. 'Cause if the queen dies, then ultimately so does the colony. Therefore, we must begin to respect her for the beautiful life-sustaining force that she has. Can I get my queens in the PhatCat to say bzzz to that? Secondly, we must be busy bees, worker bees. Get your tail a job. Do something, and not just for yourself, but for the preservation of the species. I'd be remiss if I left without telling you this. I encourage you to not be a wannabe, but rather a goddammit, I'm gonna be. And do it. Instead of being a bumblebee, try being a humble bee. You'd be surprised how far they get you if you just pursue it. And even if you are a used to be, you can find comfort in the fact that you can still be a useful bee. And last but not least, more importantly, please, do not be a killer bee. Because we as a people have the ability to be a much realer bee.